Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Hakuouki Zuisoroku, or the original fan disc material included in the PS3 version of Stories of the Shinsengumi. We're working on Okita, and we should be able to do Memories of Love Part 3 and 4 for him, I believe, as long as they aren't too long. So let's check out 3 first. November 1867. Okita's condition is worsening by the day. When the protagonist visits his room to check up on him, she discovers he hasn't been eating. Concerned, she tries to convince him to eat, but he refuses, claiming he doesn't want her pity. I don't want to give you pity, I want to make you eat.
Ah, really? Tell me, how is it? On top of me, does it feel good?
Yep, nice and cozy. Not exactly cushy, but nice and warm. Ah, so pretty. The look in his eyes made me swallow. My heart was pounding so hard and fast, I thought it might explode. I had landed so hard that for a moment, I was too disoriented to understand what was going on. Okita didn't seem similarly shaken, however. No, he was enjoying himself. Apparently, the only person who'd been flustered by my fall was me. He hadn't changed at all since the first time we'd met. Well, perhaps not entirely. A cruel disease had begun to chip away at his life. Sadly. The one thing I really hate about Okita's story is his illness. November 1867. The demon attack on the Shinsengumi had taken a heavy toll. As a result, they had left Nishihonwanji and moved their new headquarters to Fudodo village. The Shinsengumi's strength had been depleted. Ito's departure had been a blow, but that wasn't all. Okita's condition was worsening. He'd often boasted that he had no equal in Kyoto, but now he rarely appeared at the dojo and was forced to spend most of his time fighting his illness. Losing one of their best assets in fighting against the demons had pushed the Shinsengumi's backs up against the wall. Though he would never admit it, I knew that Okita himself was more tortured by his situation than any of his colleagues. Little good that knowledge did me, though, since I could no more give him words of encouragement than I could repair his lungs. Autumn began to turn to winter, and nothing changed. Then, on one cold night, I discovered what I could do for him. Memories of Love Part 3. November 1867. Even I'm not really sure what she can do for him, but we'll find out. The Shinsengumi was running out of captains. As soon as dinner ended, Harada and the others who remained left the dining hall. The few men left were working hard to take up the slack. So, when Sanan arrived, the only people still in the hall were myself and Hijikata. You're not going to pressure me, are you, Sanan? Hijikata's here, you can't do anything. Okita is still his pleasant self, but his condition appears to be worsening. He's going to try to get Okita to drink the potion. I froze. This didn't seem like the sort of thing I was supposed to hear. But before I could leave, Hijikata replied.
What the hell? Not supposed to see you here anyway, but... What are you bringing up Souji for? Something bothering you?
He probably wants me to get Souji to drink it. In a manner of speaking, after all, the water of life only works while one is still alive.
Sanan.
I could hear a growl of irritation in Hijikata's voice. That Sanan was the commander of the Fury Corps did not seem to frighten him in the least. Of course, you're talking about Hijikata. As he smiled, Sanan's eyes narrowed to gleaming slits. Surely I don't need to spell it out for you, Hijikata.
Souji's not your problem. Keep your nose out of this, clear? He isn't going to need the water of life. I'll make sure of that.
How? You can't cure tuberculosis, Hijikata. You're a great man, but that's something you cannot do. I doubt he would like for things to continue as they are. The tension was so thick, I swore I could see the air between them shudder. For several long minutes, the silence dragged on, until I thought I couldn't possibly stand it any longer. I was only worried about his condition. His tone managed to be somehow conciliatory without admitting defeat. Earlier, I attempted to pay him a visit, but was rebuffed.
Chizuru, can you go check on him?
Of course. I leapt up, happy for any excuse to leave the room. I needed an excuse for that? Did Sanan want to turn Okita into a fury? I think that's pretty clear. A shiver ran down my back. The idea horrified me. One hell of a fury he makes. Well, all of the captains, really. They're all amazing fighters, so... yeah, as furies. Sanan's intentions worried me, but for the moment I was more concerned with why Okita was keeping to himself. I made my way out of the hall and walked toward Okita's room as fast as I could without breaking into a run. Sorry, I'm coming in. I paused for half a second before sliding the door open and stepping inside. Okita? Okita?
Ugh.
He had pulled the bed covers up over his head. You can't hide from me. If he was sleeping, perhaps it would be best for me to leave him alone. I was about to leave when I spotted the untouched tray of food and reconsidered. Okita, you haven't eaten your dinner?
I don't wanna.
You sound like a kid. I talked to Yamazaki yesterday. I let out a breath I hadn't realized I'd been holding when he spoke. He said you barely eat at all these days.
I just don't want to. Is that really a problem?
He crawled out from under the blankets and gave me a cold glare.
So, you're telling me I should force myself to eat, even if my body doesn't want to?
Yep, that's right, you need your strength.
Or are you suggesting that a little food is all I need to get better?
No, My heart felt tight in my chest. Well, it would help, you know. Can't you just eat a little? If you don't, you'll just die of hunger.
Oh, it's with that look, Chizuru.
It means I'm serious.
What I do shouldn't be any of your business. Why are you so freaked out?
'Cause I care.
You are a doctor's daughter. Maybe you just can't leave a sick guy alone.
Okay, what's with that freaked out look? What do you think I'm gonna do to you exactly? No, that's not it. If I was actually a doctor, then I might feel that way. But I wasn't just worried for him out of a sense of duty. Hey, even if I was, why would that freak him out enough to look like that?
I don't need your pity.
It's not pity. He didn't seem angry, just irritated. That alone made me concerned. The Okita I was used to should have been much more frightening and aggressive. But just how ill was he? Please eat your food, even just a few bites. For me, please?
Damn, you're persistent. But no, I don't want to, and I'm not going to.
Then, there was only one thing I could do. Mouth to mouth? Do I have to feed you like a baby bird? Ugh, that's gross. I'll make you something you do want to eat. Then I'll make you something you like. The word surprised me the moment they left my mouth. Apparently, I was more worried about him than I realized. Go on, ask for anything. I'll go make it. If he doesn't want to eat, he doesn't want to eat. I don't think the material matters. I wanted him to eat something, anything, even if it was just a bite or two.
I really don't get you.
What? He looked away and I saw him blush.
Porridge. I'd like porridge. The kind with grated radish in it. No green onions though, okay? Flavor it however you want, but I really don't like bitter stuff.
Oh, okay. That works.
And don't make too much. I can't eat a lot right now. And I'm only going to eat it if it's delicious. So bring your A game.
You just said you don't care how I flavor it. Now you're saying you're going to eat it if it's good. I'll do my best. Mostly, though, I was just happy that he was willing to eat something. Or so he says, at least. I nodded vigorously. I'll bring your medicine after dinner. His face twisted with an emotion I couldn't place.
Dr. Matsumoto's medicine is bitter. I don't like it.
Tough luck. I know how you feel, but you really need to take it. You're not 5 years old. But the bitterness means it's good for you.
Yeah, sorry. I know.
When he looked into my eyes, his face was sad.
I usually drink it, you know. I don't know what you think I'm doing, but I'm really working as hard as I can to fight this thing.
You're not working as hard as you can if you're not eating. You gotta eat. Okita. He hadn't been allowed to fight alongside the rest of the Shinsengumi after his illness took a turn for the worse, and that had been some time ago. Sleeping all day had likely helped his body, but it was clearly having a negative effect on his emotional state.
I know it's been kind of difficult these last few days, but that was just because I got kind of tired. Still think I've given up or something.
Okay. I don't know what else to say. I'm going to go make your porridge. I'll be back in a bit.
Okay. Make sure it's great, alright?
Of course. His words of encouragement followed me out of the room. I'll season it with love. I headed for the kitchen and set to work making his porridge. Before long, I was on my way back, porridge in hand. Of course, once I gave it to him, he complained that he didn't want it, but with a little more coaxing, he began to eat. Yeah, I expected him to say he wasn't going to eat it, even though he promised. Oh, that face. How is it?
I don't know. Maybe my tongue's losing it. I think it tastes good, though, and it makes me feel good.
His face was still slack and gray, but he swallowed every spoonful of porridge I offered. Good. To see him finally eat was a tremendous relief. He needed food, warmth, and sleep. At least, that would have been enough if he was suffering from a simple cold. But watching him eat, I felt my stomach twist with hate for the disease that was consuming him. Eventually, he finished the entire bowl. Oh, I didn't think he'd eat the whole thing, wow. Alright, now you need to get some sleep. That might have been a little too much for him all at once.
Wait, if I go to sleep right after I eat, it'll give me a stomachache.
True.
Good, you keep me company for a while. I mean, you're already here anyway.
Sure. I was happy to stay, but what would I talk about? He spoke first.
Look, about what happened tonight. Don't tell Kondo, okay? Or Hijikata, for that matter.
But they sent me here to check on you.
I don't want them worrying about me over something stupid.
We both knew it wasn't stupid, but I understood why he didn't want anyone to know. He wasn't afraid to die, so what was he afraid of? Okay, I promise.
Good.
So you don't have to kill me. My response appeared to set him at ease. He settled back and let out a low sigh of relief. I suspected several of the warriors had figured out for themselves that he had tuberculosis. The symptoms had gotten too obvious and frequent to hide.
I haven't been in a fight in forever. All I do these days is sleep, huh?
You miss fighting that much, huh?
I'm not any good to the Shinsengumi if I can't even lift a sword. So how long are they gonna let this slide?
Forever! It came out louder than I'd intended. You can stay here as long as you want. They'll never kick you out. You're too important to them. Hijikata knew about Okita's tuberculosis, but hadn't told him to leave. That seemed like proof enough to me that he could stay as long as he wanted.
But I'm just dead weight right now, aren't I? I can't do anything. I want to help, I want to take my sword and go fight, but I'm getting weaker every day.
Okita.
If I'm not going to be able to help, maybe I should just leave before they kick me out.
His voice had dropped to a mumble as he looked away from me. Whatever he was staring at, it was something very far away.
But I don't have anywhere else to go. What am I supposed to do?
Don't go anywhere. Stay here with us. When I was silent, he climbed back into his bed and pulled the covers up over his ears. There was nothing I could think of to say, so I quietly stood and left the room. Oh, I can't think of anything to say. Some words of comfort. No one wants him to leave. I knew there had to be a reason for him to stay. I just couldn't put my finger on it. But even so, as far as I could tell, the person most frustrated with his lack of contribution was Okita himself. I knew that no matter what I said to him, it wouldn't take his pain away. Oh, Okita. There was no medicine that provided a sure cure for tuberculosis. On the other hand, I couldn't see someone like Okita succumbing to a mere disease. It was difficult to stay optimistic, but I had to have faith. He'll be fine, right? I wanted to believe it because I didn't want him to leave. If only there was something more I could do. Study, become a better doctor. Alright, I know that's not terribly long, but it's long enough that I don't think I can compress the next episode into this one, especially since my voice has not been so great lately, so I can't make super long videos every day at the moment. So sorry, but you'll have to wait for the next episode to get Okita Memories of Love Part 4. Hope to see you there or in some of my other videos, and I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye bye everybody.